Transparency for us, we try to be 100%.
Yeah.
And I think we're successful at it 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Because I want to give folks enough information so that they can make the best decision for their family. Because you can see it in the animals, you are what you eat.
If you are wanting to begin buying your meat from a local pasture-raised farm, but you aren't exactly sure what kind of questions you should be asking the farmer or what you should look for when you're visiting the farm, then you'll want to stay tuned to the end of this video. Today I am visiting Sauer Family Farms and talking with farmer Eric, who raises heritage breed animals and on pasture-raised meat. So I'm going to be asking him questions about his farm, and he's going to be giving us all the tips about what you can look for when you're trying to decide on a pasture-raised farm to purchase high-quality meat for your family from. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Hi.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good to see you
Thank
again.
you so much for having me come visit your farm and showing us around. I'm really excited. One of the things that I notice when I look in a lot of Facebook groups I'm in, like local mom groups, is that moms are excited because they found a local farm close to them with pasture-raised animals, but they don't know exactly what kind of questions they should ask the farmer or what they should be looking for when they visit the farm to guarantee that the meat that they provide is going to be like as high quality as they want. When I visited your farm a couple months ago, I was really impressed with how taken care of the animals were and with your knowledge and passion for farming. So yeah, I'm just so excited for you to talk to us today. So thank you.
I'll be gladly willing to talk to you about anything you want to ask me.
Awesome. So can we go see the farm?
Absolutely.
Sweet. So I would love for you to tell us a little bit about how you got started in farming and what pasture raised means to you as a farmer.
Back in 2009, I was in California. It was in Monterey, and it's a big area as far as organic agriculture. About the same time, Food Inc. came out. That documentary kind of opened our eyes to, you know, the quality of the food that we're getting and the quality of food we're providing to our children. Because, after that, understanding that the industrial agriculture model was kind of scary. 2011, we moved back here, and my father-in-law was farming this property, and he allowed me to go ahead and raise some meat birds. It was kind of kept at almost a hobby level, just enough to provide for my family. But then in 2018, I retired, and then I went into it full time. And about that time, I picked up cattle operations along with the chicken, and then introduced pork. So that's how I got started in it. I run a pasture-based system. I don't necessarily call them pasture-raised. You know, my idea of pasture-raised is that they stay on pasture from day one to the last day. But that's not necessarily true across the board for individuals. So I've kind of moved towards forage finished because I don't have a lot of property and I want to provide the best forage. So I plant cover crop, which has legumes and grasses in it, and it also increases the organic matter in the ground. So I've moved to the forage finished and keeping the animals on that forage in the pasture.
So when do you find that you need to supplement an animal? Do you ever need to give them feed or supplements? And if you do, then what kind of quality food or supplements is it?
Okay, well, chickens and pigs are omnivores. So they will eat the grass, legumes off the pasture, but they need to be supplemented with grains. So we use, for the pigs, a Meal City feed that's non-GMO, that is a mash, and we feed that to the pigs daily.
Okay.
The chickens, as we're moving them along the pasture, they get organic grains from Reedy Fork, which is an organic grain producer, feed producer out in Elon, North Carolina.
Okay.
Last year's chickens were on non-GMO feed. This year they're on organic feed.
Okay.
So we're always trying to make sure that we're getting the top quality feed that will sustain the farm, but also be at decent price so that folks can get the good, clean food that we provide.
Right.
Cattle, 90% of the time, they're on pasture with our forage, and weather dependent. They'll be fed hay
Okay.
in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get them on the forage 100% of the time, and we've achieved that goal. But sometimes, like 2 years ago, it was raining almost every day. You can't put them on the pasture because they'll destroy it. So you have to pull them in and supplement with hay from the local area.
Yeah. Then what about this?
Okay, so cattle, I like to give them selenium 90, which is a mineral block. Selenium is good for their immune system.
Yeah.
Pigs and chickens get that in the feed automatically because that is added to it.
Okay.
But in our area, it rains a lot. The soil gets acidic.
Yeah.
Kind of flushes a lot of the mineral nutrients out of the soil.
Gotcha.
So I keep that out 100% of the time so that they can help self-regulate. Also gives them salt so that they can go ahead and kind of regulate their system.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw them licking it a minute ago.
Oh, they love it.
It's cute. Is there any like red flags that you would say to look for if you talk to a farmer and you ask them what they're supplementing? Like,
I would think the biggest red flag is if they don't want you to come out.
Okay. Okay, so here we are at the pigs. How much space do you feel like your animals need, and why do you rotate them?
Okay, we practice what we call adaptive grazing. So that means I want an animal effect on this piece of terrain that the animals are on. Like underneath here, cleaning up some of the underbrush, some of the poison ivy. Based upon what effect I want, they may be here 3 days, they may be here a week. So pigs, I give them enough space to run around, take care of what they do. Cattle right now is kind of a wide berth because everything's coming up so fast. They'll hit the tops of all the vegetation and then they'll move on. So they're on about a 24-hour cycle right now. So it's broad brush right now in the spring and quick movement. As this stuff starts to slow down, increase the density of the animals and then the time spent on that piece of property.
And your chickens, you moved like every day.
Correct.
Right.
So chickens, it's a little bit different because of the predators. So we use Salatin style pens, which is a box pen. That's movable every day. And it has, tin on it for protection and chicken wire for protection. And they'll get about 2 cubic square feet per bird. So that comes out to be about 60 birds per pen. And then they're moved daily, sometimes twice a day, depending upon quality of the forage.
Do you spray your land or your pastures with anything? And if not, do you do anything for weed management?
The best thing I do for weed management is let the animals graze it.
So.
Second is, if I've got some, thorny and trees coming up, I'll go ahead and mow that spot. I don't spray any herbicide and I don't put any pesticide on the pasture.
So one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that your animals look so healthy and so happy, and they seem to love interacting with you. So what is one of the ways that you can tell an animal is healthy by looking at it? What are some of the things to look for?
Well, some of the easiest indicators are their coat and their eyes. The adage, you are what you eat. Well, that's true for animals, and you can see it really easily on animals. They'll be kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, for lack of a better term. They won't have a lot of stress on them. They won't be running around if they're used to the farmer. So that's an indicator that he goes out there or she goes out there quite a bit. And if they're using low-stress handling, you're not going to see an animal that's going to be stressed to the point where it affects their behaviors or their body condition. So those are the things I look for. I've bought pigs in the beginning of the pandemic that were going to get euthanized from an industrial model, and they were devastated. When they handed them to me, they were limp. They weren't fighting at all. And it was
kind of like, you okay?
Well, yeah, it was very odd.
Yeah.
You can't take them out here.
Yeah.
Because you'd be pumping full of penicillin just to keep them alive. When you pick up one of these guys, they're fighting you.
What kind are they?
Osaba Island. So they'll fight you.
And these don't ever really get sick?
The Osaba Island hog is pretty much bulletproof in my opinion.
And one thing I thought was also unique, I think that you told me before, is don't you practice putting the pigs in the trailer so that they won't be as stressed?
Yeah. They do have a stressful day when it's their last day.
Yeah.
I'll pull a decent sized trailer in there and I'll put their feed up in that trailer with a ramp, and they'll walk in and out, for a couple days, and then I'll close the trailer once they're in there. I'll pick up all the equipment, move it to the next spot I want to go,
Yeah.
and then they come out, and then they associate that with, hey, we're moving to a new place.
Right.
We're all together.
Right.
We're good.
Yeah.
So they associate it, and it's part of the low stress handling.
It's better for them, and also probably less stress hormones in the meat.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you try and make it so that it's as much low stress as you can get, or least amount of stress.
Yeah. So tell us about where you sell, how people can get in touch with you, what kind of products you offer, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. We're up on the Raleigh State Farmers Market Saturdays and Sundays right now through kind of the peak time.
Okay.
You can come down to the farm and pick up, or up to the farm and pick up, or you can go ahead and order online we run subscriptions and bundles, and we can get those to folks. We ship it via FedEx, we deliver it, and you can also pre-order and pick up at the farm and at the State Farmers Market.
Okay.
Most of the bundles are 20 to 10 pounds, kind of focused on, a mixed meats or a complete chicken bundle, or, a pork bundle. Those are some of the things we offer, and that's at SauerFamilyFarm.com.
Awesome. And you do have organ meat and
Absolutely,
bones?
yeah. There's plenty of organ meat.
So Eric has graciously given a code to be able to get 10% off your first order. So use the code WILDMOTHER, which I'll link in the description, and you'll be able to get a discount. And yeah, definitely, if you're local to North Carolina and you are near the State Farmers Market, definitely stop by, talk to Eric, get some of his meat. That would be great. So thank you so much for filming this with me today.
Yes,
it was
absolutely.
great to see your farm and see your animals, and I hope that you guys found this helpful, and hopefully you were able to get some great tips if you are not in North Carolina and you're trying to figure out how you can get in touch with your own local farmer. Hopefully you got some great tips from my friend Eric on what you should look for when you visit a farm. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Bye.